All right, so it is noon.
All right,
we are
let's
ready
go.
to start. I'd like to begin by welcoming you to our webinar, Claim My Stage. Today's presenter is going to be Kenny Harper, and I'm going to do a brief introduction of Kenny, but before I do that, hi, let me introduce myself. My name is Jen. I'm Kenny's business partner in Rock My Image, and I'm going to be in the background moderating and working the chat room and just keep making sure that the time is being paid attention to, making sure that the technical stuff is working. So if you have any problems or if you have any questions, please feel free to reach out to me in the chat room. So I'll be behind the scenes. So Kenny is the star of the show today. And Kenny is a marketing rock star. He is the co-founder of Rock My Image. He's an author and a professional speaker. He is an inspired rock star professional.
So let's get started with the tips from the Rockstar Professionals Blueprint from section number 2, producing your brand. And what I'm going to be talking about today is the 5 key steps to amplify your business. All right, and this comes from I.R.O.K. So we're talking about I.R.O.K, and this is going to be to introspect yourself, refine your brand, optimize your system, create your status, and keep providing value. So if you're ready to rock, go ahead and chat in the text I.R.O.K. And I appreciate anyone to chat in. Remember, we're trying to be very participative here. I'm feeding off your energy. I've got a birthday a week away, getting yet another year older, and I want to feed off your energy and make sure that you're still tuned in, still with me. So chat in I.R.O.K. and let's get started. All right. Wait a minute. I fooled myself. Okay, so if you want to go over the 5 key steps, the I.R.O.K, I'm actually giving them out on my YouTube channel. You could subscribe to my YouTube channel by going to kennyharper.rocks. I'll put a link in here later so you can get these 5 key steps to amplify your business. But what today I'm going over are 3 key steps to leverage your personal brand, which will help you amplify your business, okay? The I.R.O.K's really cool, but today I'm talking about 3 things because we have a limited amount of time and we need to be efficient with our time. So number 1, we're going to craft your story. Number 2, we're going to identify your claim to fame. Number 3, we're going to monetize yourself. And monetize yourself is actually a really good thing. It's not a bad thing. So number 1, let's start with that, craft your story. So in step 1, craft your story, we want to define your bold vision and inspired mission. We really want to understand what you want in your life, what that looks like. We want to have clarity with it. We really want to understand that you know what you're trying to build. You can see it. You know how you're going to spend your day, how much money you're going to make, where you're going to live, everything that you're trying to do, everything that you're trying to accomplish. If you clearly define it and you visualize it, you're going to bring it closer into existence. And your inspired mission is really how you're going to go about doing that. So if you have defined your bold vision, go ahead and chat yes in the chat window. If you really know what you're aiming to achieve, some people have not yet. That's fine if you haven't. But if you have, go ahead and chat that in. All right. And now, the next thing is lead with your why. So if you've ever seen that TED Talk about whys, it's really important to lead with your why. This does 2 things. Number 1, it's going to give you energy for when you're doing what you're doing, and you know why you're doing it. Have you ever been told to do something, you weren't given a reason why you had to do it, and you're kind of like, you thought it was a little bit pointless? And that's no fun if you don't know why you're doing something. When you really know why you're doing it and you really feel it behind, you can get behind it, you can communicate it to other people and they can get it behind it too. So it gets more buy-in. You can tell your team members, you can tell your prospects, your clients, why you do what you do. And if they realize it, that you're there to provide a pleasure or solve a problem, solve a pain, and you're there to help and you're there to serve, they're more likely to do business with you. If they see the bigger thing you're trying to accomplish, they're more likely to stand behind you and become part of that. Does that make sense? Can you get that? Okay, so you define that bold vision, inspired mission. You know the why, you communicate that out to people, and then you're going to tell your story. So you've had experiences in your life, and your story is yours alone. You may have had some great things happen, some really inspirational things happen that have been amazing. That can inspire other people. You may have had challenges. You may have had challenges that you've had to overcome. And by sharing your challenges and being vulnerable, that will also let people relate to you in a bigger way. Okay? So you tell your story, that does a couple things. That lets people know a little bit more about who you are. That brings you down to a more human relationship. And remember from the statistic earlier that people tend to do business more with people, or they trust more people than they do companies. So you want to lead with companies. And then telling your story, you want to tell your story so people know what you're about. Okay? And people can tune in and really buy into your message. So if you have something that you're trying to share with people, they understand what your story is, then they're more likely to do business with you. So step number one, you're going to craft your story. And when you craft your story, you can put it out in various ways. You can craft it in a way where you write a book, you can do blog posts, you can do video posts, you can do a podcast. And if you're trying to develop your personal brand, putting out content so people know who you are, what you do, and the purpose you serve is very powerful, right? Okay, so now, one thing I want you to do is really, when you're thinking about your bold vision and what you're trying to build, you're bold about it. You're not just thinking about trying to do a job or create a job. You're actually being bold of what you're trying to achieve, okay? And you're being bold by thinking big, maybe thinking even past your possibilities. Because if you think it's past your possibilities, that is actually a limiting belief that's blocking you. Because anything's possible, right? So we need to think past, beyond what we could easily see that's obtainable, and actually think bigger, so bold that it seems maybe like it might be kind of challenging or impossible to get there. But if we put our time and our energy and we devote our lives to it, and we get people around us, we work with a team to help us get us there, then we're going to be on track to achieving it. You following this? Isn't that cool? So we've got to really amplify our vision. That's one of the first steps. And we're going to lead with the why. We want to make sure you write this down. And if your mission were a movement, would you buy in? Say if you have a mission, if we're a movement, would you buy in? So do a little check on yourself. If you have a why and you're telling people what it is, would you buy into it yourself? Is it something you'd stand behind? If you can't stand behind your own why, if you wouldn't buy into the movement, then maybe you need to elevate it and take it to the next level. So you have to understand your own personal DNA. You need to know your personal brand and stay true to it. It's a quote from Gary Vaynerchuk, a very good speaker on personal branding. But it's really important to know yourself, your strengths, your weaknesses, so you can leverage them to the best of your ability. It may sound obvious, but man, how many times have you seen people out there that maybe they have skills and resources, but they don't really share that with other people. They don't put that out there. They don't utilize them. And then people would never know. So it's almost like you're a superhero. You have superpowers. But if you don't communicate that to other people, if they don't know you have the superpowers, then they don't really count. They don't really work for you. And really quick, I want to talk about Shayna Miller. She's a Olympic gymnast, 7-time Olympic gold medalist. And she did a lot of great stuff in the 90s, winning some Olympic awards. Became one of the most decorated Olympic gymnasts of all time. And that could have ended there, but she said, she didn't want to just, have that accomplishment and say, I'm an Olympic gold gymnast. I've achieved my goals. I'm done. She said, I'm going to challenge myself and continue to work on a bigger, bolder vision and a mission to help and serve other people. So she's created her own product line. She wrote a book, and she's now licensing her name to other products and services. And she's trying to help people who are trying to elevate themselves. Now, you don't have to be a gold medalist winner to achieve this, but you do need to have that right attitude, expertise, and drive in order to achieve this and leverage your personal brand. So do you have something that you're passionate about? Can you see something that you'd want to work towards? If so, go ahead and chat in yes, that would be great. Go ahead and chat in yes, that would be great. And now, step number 2, identify your claim to fame. So the first thing you want to do when you're identifying your claim to fame is understand that this is kind of like your USP or unique selling proposition, your unique value proposition. You're trying to differentiate yourself, and what you want to do is elevate your influence so people can look to you as a thought leader, as someone that they should follow. When you're a leader, others follow. That gives you the opportunity to help them out more. So some things you could share are your credentials, your awards. You could become an author. You can publish your own ideas into a book, into a publication. That is a great way to differentiate yourself. Although there's a lot of authors already out there, a majority of people don't write a book. A majority of people don't take time to really put their ideas to pen and paper or on digital, and they don't become an author. They don't really write the book. So you can do that, and that will show that you have that dedication, and people look at you differently when you have a book. I can remember when we wrote our book and we started putting it out there, and the feedback we were getting was great. I was really impressed with the feedback we were getting, and it really opened up some doors for us. So that's great. You can create your own channel, whether that's podcast or video. If you don't know how to do that, you can definitely get some guidance there. But right now you have tools and resources that you can create your own channel and build your own audience. You could basically run your own TV show, and you don't have to start off with running a TV show. You could start just by creating a goal and setting a plan and taking some first steps. And there's people that are making a living just doing that. You could do that too. You could put guarantees into what you do. When you guarantee things, that can differentiate you. If you stand by your work and really provide great value, that could be a way to earn people's business and get past that fear that they have of doing business with someone new. A lot of the times people don't do business with people is because of fear. They're afraid something's not going to work out. They don't know. So that's really important to know. And then last but not least, one of the most important strategies here is a proven process. We're trying to differentiate you. We're going to give you a claim to fame. We want to have a proven process like we've developed with the Rockstar Professionals Blueprint system. We have a process that we've developed. We've used it. We have case studies. We have people we've used it with, and it is very powerful. And you may do something similar to a lot of other people, but if you differentiate it and you show it's a proven process and you brand it of your own, then you will have something that no one else can offer, taking you from a commodity to being a specialized opportunity. Does that make sense? You guys following along? Excellent. Do appreciate following along. So I have 30 rocking elements of a brand, and you can see these here. So brand's just more than a logo or colors or fonts. There's a lot of different things that go into it. I've actually started a video series on my YouTube channel sharing 52 elements of a brand and how to elevate your status. You can go to my YouTube channel and learn more about that. But when you create consistency and you share a consistent message and you're differentiating yourself and you're providing value, that's really how you can start attracting different opportunities and really elevating that personal brand to amplify your business. Okay, so write this down. Your company name is the only business type that claim to fame. So you could say your company name, Rock My Image, is the only business type. Is the only authority marketing agency that claim to fame produces Rockstar Professionals using the Rockstar Professional Blueprint system. So it's different, it's catchy, and for the people who are tuned into our frequency, it's going to give them an idea of what we do. Now I'm speaking off the cuff here, and we could tighten that last part up because we want to be clear on what we're doing for people. when we're sharing our claim to fame. We've used this strategy with one of our clients, Maxine Drake, who had already started this process of coaching other estheticians, but she had not branded her process. She was just a coach. So we said, we need to brand your process. We need to do things in a unique, different way so people know that your approach is different. So we created this Drake approach, and we highlighted her credentials and her awards, and it's really made a big difference in her career. She became the 2016 Spa Industry Game Changer Award winner because she just wasn't going through the motions. She was differentiating herself. She was claiming her stage, and she was looking like a rock star professional. She went out and toured the country, sharing her workshops and using the strategies that we've helped her implement. She was able to sell out some of those workshops like she never had before because she had positioned herself as a thought leader and was offering a solution that no one else could provide. See how powerful that could be? And it starts by really understanding what you do and then systemizing it and branding it in a way that no one else can provide. You still tuned in? Got one more step I'm going to share with you, and then we're going to wrap this up. We're coming up on 1 o'clock. So now we have a free ebook for anyone who's staying with us, plus a bonus gift for staying to the end. This book is Amplify Your Business. It goes over how you can create your bold vision, your inspired mission, your claim to fame, and your one-page marketing action plan. It comes with a lot of tools and resources. So stay tuned in to the end. We're almost there for your free ebook plus bonus gift. All right, so step number 3 is monetize yourself. So number 1, you're going to produce your material, your books, your magazine, your content. You can do this, create your content, create it once, you sell it many times. That's a way to monetize your knowledge and intellectual property. You can be a speaker. When you're a speaker, people look at you as a thought leader. You can get paid to speak, or you can speak, connect with people, get them to tune in, sign up for your information, and then give them opportunities to do business with you, or buy your book, or your DVD, or your video download. I guess DVDs, not everyone uses them anymore. You can create products, your own products. When you create your own products, that again shows you as a thought leader. That again differentiates you and puts you on another level. Most people don't have their own products. So if you look at some of the most successful entrepreneurs, they have their own products, their own branded things. You create your own products, you create it once, sell it many times, and now you've monetized yourself, your brand, and the knowledge you have. And this can help amplify your business because you're no longer trading your time for money. You're creating value for people and selling units of information, your intellectual property. You can be a brand ambassador or an influencer. If other people make money when you make money, you can look at those relationships and say, how can someone sponsor me to do something? Or can I get an affiliate relationship with somebody to earn money when I can bring other people business? You can offer coaching or consulting or train others in your industry. And that could be really powerful too. Sometimes we're so focused on being successful in our own industry, we forget what the other possibilities are. So if you have a lot of knowledge, a lot of insights, and maybe say you're a realtor or you're in a profession that has specialty knowledge, and other people are trying to grow in that area with an abundant mindset, you could coach and train other people, just like Maxine Drake did. She was an esthetician. Then she said, I've been successful as an esthetician. Why don't I train other estheticians to be successful too? And now she's no longer trading time for money. Now she's on the top of the pyramid. Not that it's a pyramid scheme, but she's on the top. And she is the thought leader. People are coming to her for her leadership. And the more people that come to her, the more influence she has in her industry. So, once upon a time when we were working, we used to trade our time for money. I'm going to charge you this much per hour, or give you this product for this service. Then we started to try to think about doing things differently. Doing things, creating it once, selling it many times, doing things in group, in bulk. And that's a real big way you can amplify your business and the revenue that you create and earn more profits in your business. There's a lot of different strategies you can consider to do. So all these ideas that we're sharing with you today, these are things that you can start implementing today, and it could start making a big difference in your business. So what can you sell? You can sell a mastermind. The picture right before here was a picture of our mastermind, RPM. You can sell virtual group coaching. So if you're going to be in the top of your industry, you could coach people one-on-one, or you could do group coaching. You could do VIP power days or retreats. You can create a retreat in a nice place, sell it at a nice price, and if you're the thought leader, if you're the authority in your industry, and you position yourself that way, and you've gained that clout, you can bring people to you and opportunities to you and create really great experiences. You can also create your own do-it-yourself programs. So if you learn so much through your experience and knowledge and could put that into a system and save other people time and trying to figure out things the hard way, you can create your own little program and sell it to people.